inshallah, we're going to talk about bar chart. Now, the chart you people see, it's called bar chart. And again, we will follow 4-paragraph structure. First of all, introduction, then overview, and then 2 main body paragraphs. Okay, how many categories do we have here in this graph?
Two categories.
2. Very good. One
Two
is Finland.
categories.
Excellent. And the second one is Sweden. So we may write down one paragraph on Finland, paragraph 1, and the second paragraph, main body paragraph 2 on Sweden. All right. Okay. Uh, Introduction, we need to write the introduction and we will follow 5-step formula for that. After that, the second paragraph would be an overview paragraph, and the third main body paragraph 1, and then main body paragraph number 2. Okay. Usually IELTS, they don't provide you name of the graph. So then we can say the provided bar chart. Clear? So it's bar chart. And then the verb shows we can change to any other. Clear? We can use synonym, for example, shows. So we may use what? Illustrates. We can say demonstrates. And after that, can you see divorce rate? The average, clear? Average divorces. Can we say average divorces? Instead of like divorce rates, we can change the subject. For example, the first one, this is name of the graph. Then second part, we studied clear, change verb. And the third one, this is your subject. And after subject, where. Now, can you see this is where? So as we studied yesterday, they have provided you in 2 European countries. Usually they give you the introduction general and you need to make it specified. So instead of 2 European countries, you can say average divorces in Finland and Sweden. When? Between, we can change to from to between and to and. So what if I write in this way? Will you help me out? First of all, the provided bar chart, clear, demonstrates. What is it demonstrates? The average divorces. Every divorce is where? And Finland, F needs to be capital. Finland. Second one, Sweden. Clear? And then we may write down from, we need to change between 2011. Between is followed by and 2015.
And 2015.
Yes. So this is what like I call it my introduction. So the first part is completed. After this second paragraph, we need to write overview. So there are 2 categories, and the general clear, we may write down the main features. So main features, one of them increased, and the second one, it has decreased. What do you think? Which one has increased?
Decrease in Sweden.
You believe that Sweden decreased?
No, sir. Finland decreased.
No, sir. Finland is increased.
Finland increased and Sweden decreased, right?
Yes.
No, Sweden increased and Finland is decreasing.
Finland is decreased.
Okay. Now, in case if you have any doubt, what you can do? For example, look at this graph. Suppose if it's a line graph. So what do you think? This one, clear? And then the second one. So what do you think? Like which one has increased and the one that has decreased now? So Sweden decreased while Finland increased. In fact, it seems to you people that, Sweden increased, but Sweden has decreased. Can you see? Over the period, Sweden has decreased. Yes. While Finland increased. It went up.
Increased.
So make sure that you people now clear yourself that the one that has increased and decreased. So simply, if you want to write down the overview paragraph, so what we can do, first of all, we started to write with overall. We need to be capital, overall. Then we need to put comma. overall, so I have given you two structures, right? I've given you
Yes.
two structures. So either you can use there was three structures. There was the second one, what structure and special verb structure, three structures. So you can use any of the two structures. So for example, the first one, if I want to talk about the, it, for example, it can be clearly seen that, what you can see, for example, the first one, Finland, it can be seen that Finland, the divorces, what's the spelling of divorces? Am I right? The divorces,
DE.
N. D-E or D-I?
DE.
Huh?
I.
DI.
D-I? Okay,
Yes.
fine, T. All right. So the divorces N, Finland, Finland increased, clear? Then while the figure for Sweden declined. Both countries showed fluctuations over the period. So it's more than enough. Fine?
Sir,
Yeah.
in one side, like you wrote about the divorces in Finland increased, like second form,
Yeah.
and for the Sweden, you wrote the first form, like
Wait.
decline.
Okay, it's write down decline, not decline.
Okay,
Yeah, because it's in the past, right?
exactly.
Yeah, so we need to write down past forms, not present.
Okay.
All right, so two paragraphs are clear now. It's quite easy because we have already studied them. After this, we want to write down the main body paragraph. So main body paragraph number one, if I want to write for Sweden, all right? So what happens here for that of Sweden? For example, the first paragraph, if we want to talk, so Sweden in 2011, what do you think, like what is the figure for the value for 2011, the percentage? This one.
Approximately 50%.
Approximately for 43%, I think.
45, 43, 45%, right? So
45%, I think.
yeah, initially you can even do a comparison with in 2011, clear, the divorce rates, clear, and Sweden, clear. What is that? That was Sweden was what? Around, yeah, about, approximation word, about 45%. Can you see
About
it is which is less?
Well above 40%.
Sorry? What did you say?
We can say well above 40%.
Okay, but it's almost 45. So it's near to 45, right? If it was like a bit down to near to 40, then we would have said 40, but it's more than 40, right? So simply like it's about 45 almost. It's well clear above 40, but even less than 50. So we can't say about 50 or above, clear, 40. Why? Because the figures for both of them, there's big difference in between. So simply we can say around 45%, which is clear, which was. So can you see the difference between with that of Finland? So in Finland, what do you think? Like it's almost 38, right?
it is, yeah.
So now what's can you identify if we just want to know about the difference between both of them? If this is 45 and this is 38, clear? So what do you think? What do you think like the difference between two values? The difference between
7%.
two values is around
8%.
8%, right? 8 or 7%, around 8. Am I right? So simply we can say the
Yes.
divorce rates, clear, in Sweden, in 2011, the divorce rate in Sweden was about 45%, which was 8% higher than that of Finland. Am I right?
Okay.
Yes.
Now, let me show you. For example, Sweden's divorce rate was about 45 in 2011. Is this 45 in 2011?
Yeah.
Okay. After that, being higher than Finland's rate by approximately 8%. Is this approximately 8% higher than that of Finland, right?
Okay.
Okay. Let me tell you one thing. If you remember yesterday when we studied the line graph. So line graph, I told you that go present, clear, that needs to be based on what? Based on trend. For example, if there is upward, write down till this point.
Then
If there is a change, mention change.
down.
Then if there is increase, again, you need to mention. If there is stability, mention stability. Am I right? But bar
Yes.
chart, we can divide based on what? Based on years, time. So the first year is now clear. This portion is clear. So now we need to move toward the second part, this part. But then we don't need to compare. Okay, comparison, once we have compared initially, so no need to keep comparing. Now our target will be only what? Sweden. Then the next paragraph we will write down about Finland. No need to compare again and again. So what do you think what happened now? It has increased or decreased?
Sweden increased.
Sweden increased. So now how we can write down, how we can keep continue? What sentence I can write after this? What can be the
Compare.
second sentence?
In control.
Now, we can use any of the
While.
structures, any of the, no need of while, because look, how can I use while? Why? Because it increased. It's not the opposite or not contrast.
Okay. Yes.
Clear?
That is.
So it has continued increasing, and even the trend is not opposite. It's in the same format, right?
Okay.
So if it follows the same format, and can I say and continued, and continued what? Continued. Has it increased or decreased?
Increased in 2000.
Continued increasing, clear? To almost 50% in 2012. Am I right? So simply we
Yeah.
can write a sentence for that. Then, look at this. Then it rose to almost 50% in 2012. We have used what? At. What for we use at? Pronoun. And then can you see then? It rose. Can you see? Rose. And with rose, which structure is this? Verb plus adverb. So we can say it rose gradually. It rose gradually. So can I write like this? It rose. How it rose? Gradually. So do I use the final value, right?
Okay.
Hello. So the final value is what? 50. So can I say
50.
to almost 50?
Mm.
But before that was 48, right? Before that was
Mm.
48. Can I write like
48.
this? It rose gradually. Now, if I want to write the difference between 48 and 50, what's the difference? 2 is the difference. 2% is the difference.
2%.
The difference is 2. So can I
Yes, sir.
say, then I will write 2 or by? By 2%.
By.
By.
By 2%. Now I hear by almost 2%, by almost 50%. The difference is clear now. The usage of by and to.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yes,
the
sir.
usage clear for by and to. Now it's quite clear to you. It rose gradually to almost 50%, or it rose gradually by 2%. When? When it happened? In 2012. The same thing, if I want to write down, if I just want to change the structure, what can I say? Then there was a gradual increase of 2% in 2012.
Yeah.
Clear? Or you can say then it experienced a gradual increase of 2% in 2012. Can you see now? I have mentioned in all three structures. Depends on you which structure you want to write, you can write it.
Okay.
Tolo ta clear شو كنا?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that's why I told you people that keep changing the structures, okay? यो structure के मिली के मुख्तलिफ की लिखी जिसको रब खराशी. But another point, if you just focus here, look at the point. Next point. Now, can you see now it increased, but now it has started what? It has started declining.
Yeah.
So now if trend shifts, then you can write down however. However. Because the trend shifts now to the declining position. So what happened now? It declined. So you can use any of the structures. जो structure आप लोगों ने पहले इस्तेमाल नहीं किया था वो structure आप इस्तेमाल करें. Suppose पहले आप लोगों ने there was इस्तेमाल किया, अब इसका declining के लिए, then I can write in this way. देखिए, however, comma. वहां पे then मैंने connect किया, यहाँ पे however, the graph showed what? A gradual वहां पे लिख दिया आप लोगों ने already. मतलब if you have already mentioned gradual, you can change an adjective. Showed a slight what? Decline show किया कि नहीं? Decline. अब कितना decline show कर दिया? For example, before that was almost 50. Now it's almost 47. 48. All right. So now can I say 47? So a slight decline to 47% in 2013. However, the graph showed a slight decline to 47% in 2013. Now, why did I use 2? Because I use final value. But if I want to use the difference between 2, then I have to go for of. Because we use noun. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear? अब इसके बाद देखे 14 में भी इसने डिक्लाइन ही कर दिया. And can I say and continued decreasing and continued declining to how much? To around 45% in 2014.
14.
Clear? And 2015 and 2015. In 2015, it hit a low point of. तो low point hit किया कि नहीं इसने?
Yes, sir.
Clear? तो अब आप यहां पे आप लोगों ने ये लिखना है. Low point of. Clear? Because why? The last point we have, that's the lowest point. अब low point कितने पे है? What is that?
37, maybe 36.
Maybe 37.
Near.
So approximately 37%. आप लिख सकते हैं approximately 37%. So simply we have mentioned one of the graph that's clear to you all. Now, and continue to decline steadily at the end of the period, reaching around 45 in 2000 and hitting a low point of about what, 37 in 2015. देखा hitting a low point. तो
Yes,
एक
sir.
पैराग्राफ हमारा क्या हुआ, कंप्लीट हुआ. अब ये दूसरे पैराग्राफ पे आप लोग खुद लिख सकते हैं ना, सेम 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 चीजें.
Yeah.
अभी अभी बैठ के यहां पे लिखते, शाबाश. राइट डाउन द सेकंड पैराग्राफ. चैट में आप लोग या यहां पे लिख दे, मुझे शेयर करें आप लोग.